Well, it's ultimately it's a history of being a design race, and Reconnaissance has always been deep inside that to know what the other teams do. Does that influence your design or the direction you choose to take? Always a reconnaissance program has been around teams doing it individually, and this is the first time that we've had this joint reconnaissance program, which is, it's got its pros and cons, and certainly for the sailing fans opens up all this footage to be broadcast to them, which I think is fantastic for the media side of the America's Cup and getting the fans involved. One of the key stories was that winged keel of the Australians, and it was shrouded, and nowadays there's none of that shrouding allowed. Rumours back then of they were sending divers down to try and take photos and see what was going on. Nowadays there's no shrouding, and we've switched from this previously in the AC-36 and before, where teams ran their own recon programs. We would send recon teams around the world to follow other teams and see what they're getting up to, whereas now each team has a reconnaissance team following them. So that's 2 people, a photographer and a reporter. Every day we go sailing in either an LEQ-12 or a big boat, or we go 2-boating, then we have to have a recon team following us. And ultimately their job is to provide that recon for all the other teams so that we don't all have to follow each other. So when the boat's on our apron and we're rigging up, they cannot be any further away than 25 metres. So we have a set point on our apron that they're to take all the photos they want. And then when the yacht gets lifted into the water, then we have another place in the dock that is within that 25 metres from our mast ball. And then once we head out on the water, it's 50 metres. But this is drastically less than the previous, where it was like 250 metres. So the shared recon on the water gets much closer than previously allowed. Ultimately, the recon is used for a number of things within our team. Starts off with basics around sort of foils and sail shapes and what we think are the directions the teams are taking. As an idea, you can certainly have a good direction now on where we think a lot of the teams are going to land with their foil designs, and it could be quite similar. And then you've got the other side from a sailing team perspective, where we're looking at how are they choosing to sail the boat from a playbook. So what is the helm doing? Is the helm just steering? Are they trimming the jib? Are they also trimming the pitch? So from looking at the cockpits, we're trying to assess the various roles that people are doing within the team. And then the final piece is the 2-boating and the match racing, being able to look at what the other teams are doing in that practicing and their match racing, and is there anything that we need to be picking up on or something they might be trying. So it's quite an interesting one, not being able to hide that too much, but obviously needing to be able to put your playbook into practice.